Everyone. My name is Michelle Finlay. I'm a yoga teacher based in Plymouth, and tonight we're going to do a chair-based practice. So as you can see, I've just got a very simple kind of kitchen chair here. So you don't have to have a chair like that. Oh, hi there, Goldie. If you're sat in an armchair or on a sofa, absolutely fine. No worries at all. I will at some point, probably towards the end of the session, give you the option to get up onto your feet, and I'll be turning my chair around so that you can see different angles. You don't have to do that unless you want to. So I might turn it around like so. Now, if you're not in a position to stand up, or you haven't got a chair that you can come around to the back of and have a little bit of space behind you, please don't worry, because everything that we do standing, we will already have done sat down, and I will give you the kind of the cue to repeat some of the stuff that you've already done sitting. So just want to make that clear. And the other thing perhaps that you would need to know is that everything is an invitation. I'm very much about helping you to find what works for you in your body on any given day. And really focusing on what you can do. This focusing on what you're able to do at any given second will help you build confidence with movement, help you to feel more capable. And this can help you feel like you are ready to deal with life's everyday challenges. Helps you to build resilience, helps you to be just kind of stronger and more confident in yourself when you get used to making wise choices for yourself. So start where you are, and then we'll build from there. So the way the class is going to go is we'll start with some stillness and basic just checking in, and an opportunity for you to meet yourself where you're at, for you to understand what's going on for you physically, mentally, emotionally, all of those things. I'll guide you through that. So that you really can just come as you are to today's practice. During the class, we will get into all the major joints of the body. So we'll get a bit of a wiggle on, we'll create some different shapes with the body, mobilize all the major joints of the body in a way that strengthens, stabilizes, as well as gives you a little bit of a stretch. At some point, I will guide you through some breathing. There'll be the option to link the breathing with the movement. But that being said, if for example, you get confused by moving with the breath, a lot of people do, especially if they're not used to doing it first of all, please don't worry about that. And you are very welcome to just forget about the breath and focus on the movement. I'm pretty certain that you're going to breathe regardless, because your body knows how to do that. Your body's got this innate intelligence that knows what to do. So yeah, please don't worry about the breath with the movement. This class is very much geared around you making decisions about what works for you and what feels good to you and your body. It doesn't have to look exactly the same as mine and my shapes and the things that we're going to do, because I'm in a different body to you, you're in a different body to me, and I'd really like us just to celebrate our own bodies and what they can do today. Okay, so let me have a look if there's any questions before we start. If anybody has got any questions before we start, now would be a good time to let me know. I'll just wait for a second or two in case there's anything coming in. So if you're working with any injuries or restrictions or anything like that, honor it, and just like I said, just do what you can and be where you are. And that really is the overriding philosophical intention of yoga. Okay, there doesn't seem to be anything there. So let's take a comfy seat. And to begin with, just give your feet a little bit of a tap into the floor. So we're just testing the edges of the body, understanding where the foundation beneath us is, the earth that's holding us up. And then you can relax your feet completely. Bring your hands onto your lap. Sit yourself up nice and tall. Take a nice deep breath in here. And then we'll sigh the breath out. Sink back into the chair. Let's do that 2 more times. Nice deep breath in, sit up tall. And then open the mouth and sigh. And relax. Lovely. And again, breathing in, sitting up. And sigh. And relax. Excellent. Okay, so in your chair with your feet on the ground, your eyes can be closed, or you can gently lower your gaze down to the ground just so that you're not distracted about anything that might be going on around you. I'll take a moment here to notice how your body feels today. Notice if there's anything on your heart or your mind that needs to be honored during the class. Notice how your breath feels as it's flowing in and out of your lungs. So this is an opportunity for you to, as I've already mentioned, come as you are and meet yourself where you are at today. So let's remember that resilience is a muscle that you build over time. And it will strengthen as you begin to trust your body and feel better about yourself. Okay, if your eyes are still closed, gently float them open, let the light back in. And then let's start with a couple of shoulder rolls. So we'll draw the shoulders up, back and down. Just gently easing through the shoulders. Now you can see I'm moving both of my shoulders at the same time. This might work for you, or it might work to do one at a time. Or if you've got a sore shoulder tonight, then maybe just do one. So both together or one at a time, whatever works best for you. Lovely. And then relax, shoulders down away from your ears. We'll start the movement with a little bit of tapping. So we're going to tap all around the body. And what this does is it just helps to stimulate the energy channels in the body. And it helps the brain to map the body through this kind of tapping self-touch. So make a nice light fist with one hand. And then you'll start at your breastbone and then start to gently tap along the chest, underneath the collarbone, towards your shoulder. And then when you get to your shoulder, gently tap around the shoulder, and then we'll come down the inside of the arm. So just very, very lightly. Gently tapping. And then when you get to the wrist and the hand, you can tap around the hand and the fingers. And then we'll turn the hand over and come up the back of the hand and then start to travel up the back of the arm. It's very much okay if you're going a little bit faster or a little bit slower than me. We all go at our own pace. As long as it's working for you, that's the important thing. When you get back to the shoulder, come back along to the front of the chest. Okay, and then we'll do the other side. So pick up the other hand and then same pattern out to the shoulder and then down the inside of the arm. Doesn't have to be a strong tap unless you want it to be. It can be very, very gentle. You get to the hand, tap around your hand, and then over the back of the hand, and then up the back of your arm. When you get to your shoulder, and then we'll come across again, back to the middle of the chest. And then you can pick up both hands together and just tap across the front of the chest. And now if you remember Tarzan, do you remember the noise he used to make? You do a little bit of Tarzan noise there, like I enjoy that way too much. And then we'll go lightly down the front of the body, gently into the belly, and then into the top of the hips, still with this tapping movement. And then when we get to the legs, you might tap a little bit stronger, a little bit harder into the legs, if that feels appropriate for you. And then we'll go lightly around the knees. And then it's up to you. You might stay here tapping around the knees, or you might start to travel down your shins. And some of you might even reach your feet. It doesn't matter whether or not you reach your feet. Wherever you end up, you just tap around that general kind of area for a moment or two. And then we'll come up the outside of the legs, outside of the thighs, outside of the hips and ribs. We get to that point where we look like monkeys, unfortunately. And then we'll switch. So raindrop fingers, lightly tapping across your collarbones. And then up into your throat and across your face. Now, if you've got glasses on like me, you can avoid the general eye area. Otherwise, very, very lightly around your eyes. And then up into your head. If you want to, you can switch tapping for more of a shampooing, massaging of the head kind of action. That's it. Lovely. And then let's give the hands a shake out. Shake out your arms and shake out your legs. And if you just want to shake out your arms or just your legs, that's okay. You don't have to do it all at the same time. Wonderful. Okay, and then let's just sit. Let's sit still. So plant your feet on the floor, bring your hands back onto your lap, sit yourself back into your chair. And then just like we did earlier, your eyes can be closed or softly lowered. And then notice how your body feels now. Pay attention to any sensation that wasn't there before we did all that tapping, if there is any. Lovely. And then eyes gently float open. Okay, let's come back to those shoulder rolls. So shoulders come up, back and down. So remember, we can do them both together or one at a time. I can't emphasize the point enough about you finding what works for you and your body. Lovely. And then bring your fingertips to your shoulders. Now they might touch, they might not. They might be somewhere out to the side, no worries. We'll make some circles with the elbows. These can be little circles, quite low down, or you can start to make them a little bit bigger. And we'll do one more like this. And then release your arms. And then we'll start to make some circles with the arms. So again, these can be slow, low little circles, or you can start to make them a bit bigger, or anywhere in between. Okay, last circle with the arms. And then bring your hands down onto your lap. Great stuff. Okay, sit yourself up nice and tall. So growing and lengthening up through your spine. Take a nice deep breath in here. And we'll try a forward fold. So we're going to slide the hands to the knees, to the shins or beyond. And just coming forwards as much as you feel like your body wants to go until you reach that place of natural resistance. If you can let go of tension in the back of the neck and let the head dangle, you can maybe nod the head from side to side or up and down a few times. All the while paying attention to how it feels. Great stuff. And then bring your hands back up onto your thighs and push yourself back up to sit. Good stuff. Okay, so we'll start now moving into the neck area. Okay. So to begin with, drop your chin down towards your chest, lengthen out the back of your neck. And then start to lift your gaze, lift your chin up, take your head back as far as feels wise for you. And then take a few of these, so nodding your head up and down. Go at a rhythm and a pace that suits you. If you don't want to take your head all the way back because it feels uncomfortable, you don't have to. You're just nodding the head up and down in a way that feels beneficial. Lovely. And let's do that again. And then bring the head back to center. Look straight ahead and just relax. Let everything go. Okay, and now we'll take the head from side to side. So if you turn your head, look over one shoulder. And then gently turn your head back the other way. Doesn't matter which way you go first. And then we'll repeat that movement a few times. So looking over one shoulder and then back the other way. And as you start to do this movement, pay attention to how it feels in your neck, your shoulders, your upper back. Nicely done. And then gaze straight ahead, come back to center. Okay, so the next movement we're going to do is more of a tilt. The idea is that we keep shoulders and torso nice and still, and it's just the head that moves. You drop an ear down towards one shoulder, and then up and over to the other side. And just continue like that from side to side. And I just want to make the point that it's very normal if you notice more tension on one side than the other. So many of us have that where one side's a little bit tighter or one side's a little bit stronger. It's all information, really. It's all stuff that you can learn about yourself and your body. There we go. And then come back to center. Lovely. Just give your shoulders another couple of rolls. The last movement that we're going to do with our heads. I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see what I'm doing. You don't have to turn sideways alongside. So we're gonna look like chickens, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. So for this one, you want to stick your chin forwards and then pull your throat back. So we slide the head forwards and then back. And you're obviously guided by how it feels in your body. I'll turn back to the front. So little chicken head movement, or it might be a pigeon if you prefer pigeons. We don't discriminate here. Be any bird you like. There we are. And then come on back to a neutral position. And let's repeat a few more of those shoulder rolls, both together or one at a time, whatever works for you. Okay. One last thing we're going to do for this kind of area of the body, the neck and upper shoulders area, is to draw the shoulders up towards your ears. So give them a bit of a squeeze at the top, just until you can feel the muscles switch on. And then I'd like you to think about moving as slowly as you possibly can to release the shoulders back down away from your ears. So super, super slow. Now, closing your eyes can help you really tune into just how slow you can release the shoulders back down. And if you're already at the bottom, you can relax your shoulders completely. If you're still going, great. You really got the message about how slow we're moving. And then relax completely. Okay, we'll do that 2 more times. So shoulders up towards your ears, just until you feel the muscles contract. And then very gently, mindfully, super, super slowly, let's lower them all the way back down. So resisting gravity on the way down. Super, super slow release. And then relax. Okay, all good things come in threes. So we'll do that one more time. Feel free to sit it out if you've had enough. Bring the shoulders up if you're going to do it. And then start to release. Super slow. Take your time. We are in no rush this evening. Lovely. And then when your shoulders get down to the bottom, just give your arms a bit of a shake. Okay. So let's have a look at the wrists now. I'm going to start with some circles. So just circling your hands around, mobilizing at the wrist joint. You can do this with open hands or light fist. And then go back the other way. And as we start to mobilize through the joints, there might be some music of the body. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's like snap, crackle, and pop over here with my wrists. Lovely. And then go back the other way again. Good stuff. Okay, interlace your hands in front of your chest. All right, so you're kind of wrapping your fingers around. And then we'll make this wavy kind of motion for the wrists and the elbows. This might not be as big a movement as I'm making it. That's okay. Just waving through the wrists, through the elbows, and then go back the other way. That can be a bit of a kind of brain boggle. You're like, oh, how do I change direction? Just go with it. Excellent. And then release your hands and give your hands a bit of a shake. Okay, bring both hands up and spread your fingers nice and wide, like starfish hands. And then make a nice tight fist. Squeeze and hold on. Imagine you're holding on to something that you really don't want to let go of. And then spread your fingers nice and wide again. Notice how that feels. And then squeeze and hold on. Maybe there's a different sensation that you notice with the fist. Okay, and again, spread your fingers. And then squeeze and hold on. Excellent. And then release, give your hands a shake, and bring your arms down alongside your waist. Okay. So from here, we're going to turn our palms forward towards the front of the room. And then turn your palms towards the back of the room. And just notice how it's not just the hands moving, but the whole of the arm has to move to create the shape. So the palms come forward, and the upper arms rotate outwards. And then there's the palms move backwards, the upper arms roll inwards. We can do that a few more times. Palms forward, and then palms backward. You can start to get the chest involved a little bit. So as the palms come forward, you can open and lift the front of the chest. And then as the palms roll backwards, you can kind of roll your shoulders, maybe bring your chin in a little bit. So let's do a couple more like that. Coming in and out. Lovely. And then come back to center. Great stuff. Shake your arms out and give your shoulders a roll. You'll be hearing that in your sleep tonight. Or rolling your shoulders in your sleep. Okay, relax your arms down. Relax everything completely. Bring some awareness back to your feet. Make sure your feet are firmly grounded underneath you. It's easy to kind of forget about the lower body when we've been doing all this focusing up here. So just bringing a little bit of attention back there. Plant your feet firmly down and sit yourself up nice and tall. You're starting to just grow up and lengthen through the spine. Bring your arms back alongside your body. And then we'll take the arms up so you can reach the arms as high as you want to go. Now, it might be more comfortable for you to bring your arms more out in front. That's okay. Or if they'll go up above your head, you can reach them above your head. And then float your arms all the way back down. So we'll do that a few times, bringing your arms up to wherever your arms want to go. And then float them all the way back down again. Now, if you want to do this movement with the breath, you can inhale as you bring your arms up and exhale as you float them back down. Remember what I said about the beginning, that if moving with the breath, inhaling and exhaling, if moving with the breath is confusing in any way, then forget about the breath and just focus on the movement. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Okay, so now we'll add on to that movement. As you take your arms up, you'll reach up towards the ceiling. And then we'll go into a forward fold. So you're going to circle your arms down, bring your chest forward, and then come down as far as you can come down. Relax your arms alongside your legs. And then we'll go back the other way. Press your feet down into the floor. Circle your arms out to the side and reach up again. And then let's do that a couple more times. So it's like a swan dive all the way down into a forward fold. Take a moment at the bottom. And then reverse swan dive all the way back up again. And again, swan dive down. And then press into your feet and rise back up. This time, bring your hands together at the top and bring them down in front of your heart. Great stuff. Okay, release your arms. Take your feet a little bit wider. So if you're sat in a chair like mine, you might just come slightly forward so that you're not leaning too much into the back of the chair. Taking the feet a little bit wider, lifting up through your chest. And then we'll take arms out to the side. Now they might come to shoulder height, they might be a little bit lower. Anywhere within that range is absolutely perfect. Turn your head to look over one shoulder. It doesn't matter which way first. This is warrior 2 arms. Hold it there for a breath or two. And then bring your head back to center and float your arms back down. Relax. Relax your arms. Relax your shoulders. Okay, we'll do the same to the other side. So lift both arms up and then turn your head the other way. Hold it there and breathe. And then bring your head back to center and release your arms back down. Okay, now we're going to take a side bend. So you can take a hand to a knee, or you can bring your forearm down and lean over to that side. This other hand can stay on your hip, or you might sweep that arm somewhere up towards the ceiling or bring the arm alongside the ear just to get a bit of a side body stretch there. Lovely. And then float this arm back down and come back to center. We'll do the same thing, the other direction. So hand or forearm down, lean over to that side, and then reach your arm to wherever it's going to go. So wherever it feels good for you. I know shoulders can sometimes be tricky. So if that's you tonight, I've got you. Okay, and then float your arm back down and then come back to center. Great stuff. Okay, bring your feet back together. We'll take some cow and cat. So again, I'm just going to turn sideways. So I'm going to turn my chair so that you can see what's happening with my spine. Starting with your hands on your knees, pull your elbows back and lift your chest. You might even look up. This is cow pose. And then to go into cat, we'll slide hands forward, round your back towards the back of your chair and bring your chin in towards your chest. We'll go back into cow. So pull your elbows back, lift your chest, create that arch in the spine as much as feels good for you. And then hands slide forwards as you round in and bring your chin in. Let's do that a couple more times. Coming into cow, the arch of the back. And then into cat, which is the round. If you want to do this with the breath, you can inhale as you arch and exhale as you round. One more time with the breath, inhaling and exhaling. Lovely. And then come back to a neutral position. Okie doke. Okay. So from here, again, if possible, still staying away from the back of the chair, bring your hands together at your heart, plant your feet firmly down, sit up nice and tall. And then we'll take a turn, so a little rotation around to one side. Again, it doesn't matter which way you go first. And then gently ease back to center. Rotate around to the other side, just as far as you can go before you hit natural resistance. And then come back to center. Let's do a couple more times side to side. You can start to move at your own rhythm, your own pace, as you turn around and twist from one side to the other. Great stuff. And then we'll find our way back in center. Release your hands and sit yourself back in your chair again. We're going to focus now on the lower body. So starting with the feet and ankles. So if you pick one foot up and then start to make some circles with your ankle. You can have a go at spreading your toes as well. And then back the other way. And if it's too much to do this with the leg up, you can also do this with the foot on the floor. You can still rotate. I'm hoping you can still see my foot. You can rotate the foot on the floor without lifting the leg. Okay, and then bring that leg down. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So make the circles in one direction. And then back the other way. And again, there might be some associated snap, crackle, and pop with the joints. And then release. Okay. So now focusing on our knees. So from ankles to knees. I'm going to straighten through one leg as far as it will go. And then release and gently bring that foot back down. And do the same thing on the other side. Lift the foot so that you can straighten through the knee. And then bring it back down. And if your knee doesn't straighten all the way, that's okay. So just move your leg towards straight, whatever that is for you. And release. And then again on the other side. And release. Let's do one more of those on each side. Nicely done. Okay, so next up, you can either hold on to the front of your shin or you can grab the back of your thigh. Bring the knee in towards the body. So it might be that the foot just lifts an inch off the floor. It might come in a little bit closer. Again, meeting yourself where you're at, focusing on what is happening, what you can do, and then bring it back down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Give the knee a hug in. And put it back down. Let's do one more of those on each side. And if you decide not to join in the second round, that's okay. Making your own decisions builds trust in yourself. Put it back down, do the other side. You start to trust your own abilities and your own ability to make wise choices. That leads to self-reliance and greater resiliency. Struggle to say that word. Okay. Now what we're going to do next is some circles for the hip joint. Okay, so we're going to circle the knee around. Now you can do this holding on, making your arms do some of the work, or you can do hands free. If you want to make this more activation for your core, sit away from the back of the chair, sit up as tall as you can, and then circle the knee around. Okay, place that foot back down, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So however you want to do it, I've given you options. The important thing is that you choose the best option for you. Great stuff. Okay, and then place that foot back down. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to go through a seated sun salutation now. So this is a series of movements, some of which we've done already, that are all joined together. So feet firmly anchored. Sit yourself up nice and tall, and then we'll start with arms alongside the waist. This is mountain pose. Sweep your arms up to wherever they went before, wherever it feels good. And then bend your elbows out to the side like a cactus. Reach your arms up again. And then we'll do that swan dive. So circle them down, all the way down into your forward fold. Relax at the bottom. Then bring your hands onto your shins. Lift up just halfway. And then fold all the way back down again. Press your feet into the floor. Circle your arms up, reach on up, bring your palms together, and then down in front of your heart. Okay, if you would like to try that with the breath, I'll cue the breath next. Remember, if you just want to focus on the movement, that's okay. Doing it with the breath, inhale to take your arms up. Exhale, make a cactus shape. Inhale, reach up again. Exhale, swan dive all the way down into a forward fold. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins and lengthen. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, rise, arms reach up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Let's do that again. Arms down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach again. Exhale, fold, swan dive down. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, come on up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Lovely. Okay. And relax. Okay. Now let's bring your awareness back to your feet. And come on up to tiptoes. So you lift your heels off the ground. And then lower your heels all the way back down. And again, lift your heels up. And lower back down. And again, heels up. And heels down. Now we're going to sit right back into the chair so that you're fully supported. And this time, if you'd like to lift both legs up at the same time, you can flex your feet and then bring your arms up. Now, this is a variation of downward facing dog. We're in exactly the same shape as a downward facing dog would be done on the floor. We're just in a different place in space. I'm going to show you another way of doing that now in just a second. Okay, release your legs, release your hands all the way back down. Okie doke. For those of you that want to get up and stand, you'll come to the back of the chair and make sure that you've got some space behind you. If you're not standing up, don't worry, you'll be able to repeat everything that we've just done very similarly from your chair. There we go. Okay, so if you are standing up, I'm going to just turn sideways so that you can see, again, you can see what's happening. Okay. So standing at the back of the chair, bringing your hands onto the back of the chair for support. Now you may need that support, you might not need it, but I'll leave that up to you to decide. Now come up onto your tiptoes. And if you're still sitting down, you can repeat those tiptoe movements that we were doing just now. And then lower your heels back down. And then coming up again onto your tiptoes. And then lowering your heels mindfully, gently back down. Let's do that again. Heels up. And heels down. And heels up. And heels down. Okay, now this time, if you would like to come up and hold, you can try that, or you can continue with going up and down. So if you want to come up and hold, lift your heels to just wherever it feels like a bit of a sustainable place. And then maybe if you're holding onto the chair, you can try playing around with the balance a little bit. And then lower your heels all the way back down. Good stuff. Okay, we'll take downward facing dog, holding on to the back of the chair. So if you've got a flimsy chair like mine, make sure that you're pressing down rather than pulling the chair back towards you. And if you're in a seated position, you can either do a forward fold that we've been doing, or you can do that downward facing dog that I just showed you. So bring your hands to the back and then walk your feet back. Yeah, so we're starting to fold at the hips a little bit, holding on to the back of the chair, and then just walking back as far as you feel you need to. You might start to feel a stretch maybe in the arms or the shoulders or the back of the legs, or somewhere else. Feel free to bend your knees and bend your elbows as much as you feel like you need to. And then we'll hold it here for a couple of breaths. Gaze towards the legs of your chair and walk yourself back up to stand. Excellent. Okay, let's do that again. So we'll come back to the tiptoes. So coming up and then gently lowering back down. So we'll do a few of these up and down, mindful movements. And then next time you come up, maybe holding it there. Remember, you can keep it moving if that's what you need. If you're holding it, perhaps play around with what your hands are doing. And then lower your heels back down. And then let's go back into downward facing dog. Hands hold on and walk yourself all the way back. Lovely. Look forwards and walk back up. So now we'll take sun salutations from the chair. Okay, so standing steady. If you need the support to stand up, then it's always there for you. If you're able to stand freely, stand freely. And then we'll take both arms up towards the ceiling. Reach your arms up. And you can do one arm if you need the support of the chair. Take your elbows out to the side, make that cactus shape like we did before. And then reach up again. Float your arms back down. Hands to the back of the chair, come up onto tiptoes. And then lower your heels back down. Hold on to the back of the chair and then walk back for downward facing dog. And if you're sitting down, you can be following on with exactly the same movements. Rather than doing a down dog, as I said, you can fold over your legs in that forward fold, or you can do the seated variation with the hands and the feet picking up. Okay, look towards the legs of your chair and walk yourself back up to stand. Stand steady, reach your arms up. And then bring your hands to your heart. Great stuff. I'll turn forward so that you can see what it looks like from the front. Okay, so standing up tall, reach up through your arms. Cactus bend, elbows to the side. Reach up again. And circle your arms back down. The chair's there for you if you need it. Come up onto tiptoes. And then lower back down. Hands to the back of the chair, walk back for downward facing dog. Just going back as far as feels good for you. And then gaze forwards and walk yourself back up. Stand up steady, reach up through your arms, palms come together, and then down in front of your heart. Excellent. Okay, so for those of you standing, if you'd like to come and sit back down on your bum. And again, just making sure that your feet are firmly grounded. And the spine is growing up nice and tall. Bring your arms alongside. We're just going to do a few kind of unraveling, unwinding type of movements now before we move to a place of stillness and finish with some relaxation. Okay, so lean gently over to one side and then come back up and over, and then we'll lean gently over to the other side. So just gently easing from side to side. Super, super easy. So see what you can do to make this movement as easy as possible. Little gentle little sway. Couple more times. And then come back to center. Bring your hands onto your lap. Sit yourself up nice and tall. Take a nice deep breath in. And then let's have a go at that forward fold. Hands to your knees, to your shins, to beyond. Relax over top of your legs. And then come on up. We'll take another couple of those shoulder rolls that we were doing at the beginning, both together or one at a time. Lovely. And then sit yourself back into your chair. Your eyes can be open or closed for this. I'm going to take you through a body scan. So there's nothing for you to do necessarily, other than when you hear me name a part of your body, send your attention to that body part, and that's all you need to do. So we'll start sending our awareness to the top of your head, your forehead, your left eye, your right eye, your left ear, your right ear, and the tip of your nose, your left cheek, your right cheek, your lips, and your chin. Your left shoulder, left elbow, wrist and hand, and your whole left arm. Your right shoulder, right elbow, wrist and hand, and your whole right arm. The middle of your chest, your upper belly, your navel, and your lower belly. Your left hip, left knee, ankle and foot. Your whole left leg. Your right hip, right knee, ankle and foot. And your whole right leg. And the back of your pelvis, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, and the back of your neck. The whole of your spine, the back of your head, and the top of your head. And from the top of your head down through your fingers to your fingertips, down through your body, through your legs to the tip of your toes, your whole body at ease, your whole body relaxed. And we'll just sit as we are. A few more minutes or a few more moments of stillness. Not only do we want to learn how to move our bodies, we also need to learn how to relax and be still. When we are more relaxed, we are bothered by less. And not sweating the small stuff is a huge step in feeling stronger and more capable in yourself. Okay, from here, take a deeper breath in. Give your toes and fingers a wiggle. And blink your eyes open if they were closed for all of that. Sit yourself up nice and tall, and we'll finish with a reach to the sky. Bring your palms together and then down in front of your heart. Please thank yourself for showing up today, taking the time to share this practice with me. Thank you very much. We are done. So if anybody's got any questions or comments, please let me know. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, Goldie. That's really good to hear. You're welcome, Claire. Lovely. Thanks, Jen. First try at seated yoga. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? I'm a big fan. Oh, good, good. So much love in the chat. All right, everyone. I hope you have a lovely, restful evening, whatever it is that you've got planned for the rest of the evening. And yeah, just I'm sure Lauren will put my details out there. If anybody's close to Plymouth and fancies a class, you are more than welcome to come and see me in person. All right. Thanks, Lauren. Thanks for having me. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Bye. I'm going to end the Zoom now.